Let's hope he don't fucking crash again. Hi guys, welcome back to Stretty News TV. And when I say back, I mean literally back. My fucking browser decided it's going to crash. I was just literally listening to Steve finishing off his last point, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to unmute now and, continue with the show. And the next fucking minute, I know it won't let me unmute, and I was like, yeah. So I ended up basically having to log my entire computer out and come back, which left Steve on his own, and he was enjoying the comments that you guys were saying. And he was answering them on his own, which is fine. I was thinking, shit, what's Steve going to do? And he's just informed me just before we came back. He went, someone's just said, and it's like fucking Looney Tunes on there. That's all, folks. It's literally, this is the whole point of this channel. Is I forget having the fucking seriousness in this whole thing. Technology is great. Thanks for that, Jack. LVG out. Forget LVG out. Fucking Levano's going out because they're fucking shite. Someone's gonna watch this because I've deleted the original video that we were trying to process. Someone's gonna watch this video and go, "The fucking hell did I miss?" There's always a different problem with Ian's laptop on this. Yeah, someone's finally put it in. Oh well. Anyways, back to, I can't even remember what we were. Well, I presume we were talking about Liverpool. Strangely enough, but yeah, if we actually go back to the points that we were mentioning about Liverpool, and I was going to pick up on their injury list, Steve, because I think that's the positivity we've got to go on for this. And I know that they got their 3-3 draw against Arsenal with the same sort of team, but apart from they're not really strengthened. Steven Chalker's not strengthening. That's just hilarious. What the hell? Who came up with that transfer policy? Because that wasn't Jurgen Klopp. Who thinks that fucking bringing in Steven Chalker from QPR is a fucking way of strengthening your centre-half position? It's just fucking hilarious. But yeah, their injury list is about as long as what ours used to be. I'm going to actually bring it up now on my phone. My phone will work. My fucking laptop won't. No, here we go. Yes, they've got the likes of Ings, Skirtle, Coutinho, Lovren, Ibe, Sturridge, surprisingly out, Flanagan. There's a whole fucking list of what you would actually class as first teamers for Liverpool. Is that an advantage to us, despite the fact that we're still missing Shaw, obviously, Valencia and Rowe are injured. Schweinsteiger's a bit of a doubtful. I'd like to see Schweinsteiger in this game. And Louis van Gaal's comments before Newcastle was that Mata was in the red zone, but yet Mata came on in the second half because fucking Herrera went in the red zone. So are we going to be plagued by the same problems that Liverpool have got currently, Steve? Do you reckon?
I think injury-wise, it's sort of easing up for Liverpool. I know they're not playing with a striker. I know that they put Firmino up top. I know they ended up bringing Benteke on, but I'd imagine that's the way they're going to go on Sunday. I mean, say injury crisis for Liverpool. A lot of the injured players, bar Coutinho, I mean, they're shit anyway. So I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, is Kolo Touré a big loss to him? Probably not. I think he's wank at Arsenal, he's wank at City, and he's wank at Liverpool.
But he's still in their squad, according to.
Yeah, like you say about Kolke. I mean, he on loan from QPR to Southampton. Never got games at really Southampton, and then he's got to move to Liverpool. And then some of their fans are on TalkSport saying 90% he isn't going to play, and then he does play. So, I mean, like you say, I think the problem we've got is, I mean, it's away in front of their own fans. I mean, if it's Old Trafford, I'd back United every day of the week, but United's record there isn't unbelievable. But yeah, I think, like you say, injury-wise to us, are the injuries, or is it just the red zone nonsense that we like to play? You know what? I've no idea. But like you say, I think injury-wise for us, first teamers, what you'd say would get in the first team every week are Luke Shaw and, like you say, Bastian Schweinsteiger. He's doubtful, but I wouldn't imagine. I mean, long term for them, it's just Sturridge, and Sturridge always seems to do something against us. So hopefully he's nowhere near fit. But I think Van Gaal's got to worry about his own team really, and get them firing like they were against Newcastle going forward, but make sure they're not as sloppy defensively.
Yeah, obviously sloppy defensively was ridiculous. But Chris Smalling having a fucking wrestling match in the box for their second goal was ridiculous. What on earth was he doing? Yeah, I can understand he's pulling on you, he's pulling in, but just let him do so. If he drags you down, he gives away the foul, not you. I thought that was a bit of a. I thought it was just a bit of an experience for Smalling in that situation, unfortunately. And I was looking back at Match of the Day, and I've done a little video that probably won't go up because I've literally recorded it off my phone onto the TV, and it won't show you much. I tried to do a bit of analysis on what I thought was going on in the game. Marouane Fellaini, for me, brings the first goal in for Newcastle. He takes he takes basically where Blin's role is. Blin should end up coming moving across, and Smalling chases the ball out and chases the guy who, in actual fact, Fellaini should have been fucking marking. And in the end, it turns out that Fellaini's interfering with Blin trying to fucking defend one header and ends up heading it into the fucking path of a Newcastle player straight in the middle of the box who's one wrong-footed fucking Smalling straight away, 100 miles an hour, because he was on the turn quicker. And I think those defensive frailties have got to be fucking keyed up now, because Van Gaal's been going on all season with defensively the best team in the league, defensively this, defensively that, defensively that. We're all getting bored of the defensiveness. We finally get some fucking attacking going on, and the defence goes to fucking pot. Like, surely he's got to find some sort of balance, and hopefully before Liverpool, he finds that he's got to bring in some sort of, I don't know. I'm presuming that Carrick comes in Fellaini, because I'm going to have to touch on Fellaini, because for me, he didn't even deserve to be on the pitch in the second 45. How the fucking hell he lasted to 90 minutes was beyond me. Because he did fucking naff all apart from the last 10 minutes, which you sort of thought, well, we could kick balls at him now. But I just don't justify. I think there was a stat that went round earlier today, or was it yesterday, about how many games we've lost with Fellaini in the team compared to the ones we've won without him. And that really does that. If you don't throw that as a stat in front of Van Gaal and go, hang on a minute, does this not show you're playing this player in the wrong position? I've got every advocate for playing Fellaini up front in number 10 and pinging bottles at him. Fine, do it. We've got a nice fucking set of decent crosses. We saw that against Thingy Marshall when he was on that right hand side against Newcastle. Like the bomb forward, he was trying to make the miss by Lingard. There's a lot of people fucking saying that he shouldn't have fucking missed that. No, he shouldn't have been, but he's still a young kid. You know, he's been brought in pretty much earlier than what you would normally bring in a kid, because we've not got so much squad depth, because Van Gaal likes this small squad, as he likes to call it. I was reading Red News before. They've got a whole thing about United fucking backroom staff not happy with this small squad. And yeah, so Lingard's had to step up, and he stepped up perfectly at times. Come on, he racked the fucking bar against the post, the crossbar against City. He should have had a goal before that as well. He played superb at Everton before that. He's had an injury, he's come back, and all faithful, he starts off for his goal 20 yards behind Rooney on the other side of the fucking halfway line, and ends up in the box for the goal. So I'll forgive him for his miss. And it was actually superb fucking little bit of trickery by Herrera, who, for me, got man of the match against Newcastle. Is he going to be another key one? Because he's been key in some of the games that we won, not just this season, but last season. And I play out for him to play every week, Herrera. And like I said before, he's got in the red zone, as they call it. But would you like? You know, it's actually getting slightly Moyes-esque, isn't it, when we start making fucking zones up and fucking whatever's written in his notebook. But yeah, do you think that Herrera could be the key? Mata as well, if we bring in Mata, because obviously he scored superb goals against Scouse bin dipping idiots. I'm going to refer to them at all times as Scouse bin dipping idiots. Last season he scored 2 fantastic goals there. at Anfield, could he be another key? Or is Klopp going to have watched that back and gone, hang on a minute, we need to keep an eye on him? And that might give Herrera a bit more of a free role.
Yeah, I think you're right on Herrera, mate. Like you say, most United fans love him. I thought he had a really good game against Newcastle. I like the fact that we know where he can go going forward, but he likes sticking his foot in. He's a little bit dirty. He did one in the first half, I think, and Smalling got booked for it. Proper naughty little trip. I like seeing that personally every now and again, mixed with the quality that he has got, rather than just the donkey that's Fellaini. Like you say, I think Mata's last season performance surely has got to be in the back of Louis van Gaal's mind. Klopp, whether he'll watch it, I don't know. I think he'll be completely different. Liverpool it was for Rodgers. Rodgers was garbage. But again, it's a United Liverpool game. It'll be fast, tough challenges. Hopefully, good football. And hopefully, I always like watching Mata and Herrera play together, like in probably their most favoured positions. Like I say, on the Discovery video half an hour ago, I'd have put Herrera in centre mid alongside Schneiderlin, and then I played Mata at number 10 with the pace in and around him, a la Chelsea. Because I like Juan Mata. I hardly think we've used him to the £37 million we paid him. Paid Chelsea for him under Moyes. It's been 2 years Mata's with us now, and they say them pair link up together so well, and the pace, like you said, with Lingard and Martial either side. Rooney will play himself into the side. He gets played anyway, but he had a really good game against Newcastle. And I mean, I'd love to see that personally on Sunday. But yeah, you're right, mate. Herrera, he's a big fan favourite since he's come, because he's all action, tackling, can score, pass. He has got the lot when he's playing, and he's given a bit of confidence. But I mean, hopefully it is a Herrera masterclass, because last year he sort of got Gerrard sent off. So I mean, he was in our hearts already there, wasn't he? Really, to be fair,
no one's going to beat getting Gerrard sent off, are they? Really? Although he's not there no more. So who do we get sent off this year? Especially with Mike Dean being fucking referee again. Because he loves his cards. He loved his cards on Tuesday. He just loves his cards, doesn't he, Mike Dean?
Is he definitely the ref for Sunday?
Sure, that was Mike Dean that I saw the other week when he came up. Who was thinking, if someone likes to correct me in the comments box, then they can do. But I'm sure it was Mike Dean. But you know, if it is, then I'm off down the bookies for an X amount of cards in one game situation, because he's gonna fucking love the idea of fucking Liverpool, Manchester. I don't know why I muted myself there. Nobody's got back to me in the fucking comments. We're all got to sleep. We're all talking about Herrera and everybody else. Someone's asking if the Carrick retirement rumours are true. I wouldn't be surprised if it did turn out that way, unfortunately. But I'd like to see him start this game against Liverpool, because I think that experience might be key, especially if you get, instead of fucking putting Fellaini in there, and just fucking Jesus Christ, he will get sent off then. Just the clumsiness of him, and I don't really understand it, because you go back to his Everton days and he didn't clamber on top of players like the way he does now, and he clambers on top of people. It's almost like he's trying to get a fucking backy off them. Like, what are you doing, pal? And then 10 minutes later, then someone's worked out that if you jump higher than him, he won't bother jumping. So that stops him clambering on you. And then you can knock him over, because he's just like a fucking massive tree that's not rooted. Just fucking, it's quite boring, doesn't it? And it's fucking talking about Fellaini. But the positives have got to be, we've got to try and win this game, surely. Because not only is it bad press for the manager, it's going to be another downer and another. And I sort of had this a couple of weeks ago when we sort of beat Swansea. We'd sort of built up a couple of decent performances before onto that, and you went, right, here we go. We can build on form. And I said this before Christmas about run of games. Now, the run of games that we've got coming up are quite difficult, including Arsenal and Chelsea still to come. Although saying that, Chelsea getting fucking through 2-2 against West Brom at home seems to be like the story of their season. But yeah, the whole sort of like, you just think, right now, can we sort of like push on again? And it's just, instead of taking 2 steps back and 1 step, fucking, 2 forward and 1 back constantly, can we actually break this mold? We did it last season for about 5 or 6 games where we won like 5 or 6 games on the bounce. And I think we need another streak like that, because otherwise we're going to be looking at this at mid-February. And we're going to be looking at this league and going, we're going to be fucking struggling for 4th again. And I know that that'll be a tipping point for Louis van Gaal in the situation he's going to be in. But that's not where this football club should be. I was listening to Go on the Pitch, his podcast, a very good friend of the channel, Phil Brown. We've had him on before, superb guy. He interviewed Barney from Red News, as I've mentioned before. And in his interview, go and give it a listen, guys, because it's superb content. And he said, Barney said, it's just not United to be papping around for 4th place out of the Champions League already, into the Europa League. Something's got to give, and if it doesn't give the manager, it's got to give higher up the fucking club, because there's people up there that have got to start thinking with a footballing brain about the decisions that happen, and not just because there's a fucking massive cash cow to still be milked. Woodward coming on a hell of a lot of scrutiny recently, and so we should do, because he's not a footballing man. The rumours that I've heard, he don't even support United, which is fucking beyond belief that somebody that high up at that club can't support United and yet make decisions that mean the fucking manager of this club. But that's going a bit off topic. Fucking Chris is just actually putting up my points there with actual facts. I'm just having a nosy. We can scream Louis van Gaal from the rooftops, but Ed won't sack him because he's admitted he's got it wrong again. Well, just going back to Mr. Bobbins' comment from the video earlier today, and then he said that Louis van Gaal's got it wrong, but the wrong that he can't get right is the fact that he won't admit that he's wrong. And I thought slightly maybe he'd change that against Newcastle, because we've seen that sort of different change in the side and the way that we play. We started out for the first goal, in actual facts, we get a corner off it, but we get pretty much Rooney and Martial are literally up top, and you've got 2 wingers outside. Young's got the ball as a right back in their half. Adamian makes a run round him to overlap, as you would normally see from a 4-4-2 formation at United week in, week out years ago. And that was positive signs. Is that positivity and that change got to, because there was frustrations with Van Gaal on that bench as well. He jumped in his seat, he was screaming, he was calling Neil Curtis a fat cunt. Does he seem to have woken up to this, or it just seems to be another blip, do you reckon, Steve?
You know what I'd love to say, mate, that he's sort of taken what the fans and everyone else wants and say, right, well, you know what I mean, let's give it a really good go. But I just don't know, because it's been so inconsistent in his time. It's like United will, like you said earlier, go on a bit of a run, and then at the end of the season they bottle it, and then they can never get going, and then the run before Christmas, and even still the run they're on now, it just really isn't good enough. Like you said, it was actually good to see Van Gaal a bit frustrated with Lingard's miss, because half the time you look down, United is the most disused technical area of that I've ever seen.
In the start of the season, was it the start of pre-season? Was it?
I don't know. Was it Bruges away?
Yeah, Bruges away. He made a miss, and the next minute he was on a fucking plane to fucking Germany. That's not the answer to Lingard, though, is it?
No, yeah, I agree with that. That's what I mean. It's sort of inconsistencies. It's like he'll get frustrated, and then it'll be, United will go on a bit of an attacking run. They'll score goals, and then it'll just be back to the 8 or 9 games of 0-0s. And I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, people, like I say, I've said before, some people actually enjoy Van Gaal's football. I don't meet too many of them, but anytime I go, I'm sort of, if you're going to go down, you go down fighting. And a lot of the results of United before Christmas, they were losing to sides that you'd say United shouldn't be losing to, but fair play. But United have got to earn that right, and I don't think they were when they were playing the games. It was just sort of like they were laying down and taking it. And the Newcastle game, I'd love to, if United didn't finish in the top 4 this season. A, it's a disaster. No one wants to see it. But if B, they played the way they did against Newcastle, and you could see them having a go, then I think United fans did say, well, that's what you pay your money for. At least we've had a go. It wasn't good enough. Obviously, Louis, you've got to go because you fucking wank. But, I mean, you can say at least had a go, but this on and off of, oh, we'll have a go and then we won't. And it, you could say, for me, far too inconsistent. And I've got no. In fact, I'm pretty confident he won't play like that for. I mean, how long have we got left of the season now? 4 months, 5 months. Even though United are out of Champions League, I don't think he'll settle like that too often. But I mean, I'd love to be wrong, mate, because like you said, we shouldn't be aiming for 4th, but we've got to be realistic, and that's where we've got to get. And I think that's where, even at the start of the season, I said we'll probably finish 4th. I didn't think the squad was good enough to challenge, even when they were top early on. There's not much more I can say on that, mate. I think, to be fair, we're still on Van Gaal's philosophy, aren't we? I think
we're just drifting in mediocre at the moment, and eventually it may go. It may either go uphill or it'll go fucking downhill, fucking drastically. And I was just having a note of, there's a couple of comments I've asked on the comments box about people score results. Jack said 1-0 either way. I'm presuming he thinks it's going to be a tight game. We sound like Arsenal fans aiming for 4th. Well, no, we're 9 points off the top at the moment, and the way this league is, and I tweeted this the other day about how competitive this league is from top to bottom. Now, minus out the fact that there was a big 4, a big 5, that fucking disappeared, that idea. The bottom teams that would be the bottom teams, the likes of the teams that have come up, are doing a lot better than what they would normally be doing. You know, we're talking about Villa going down here, Newcastle going down, Sunderland, who fucking crept on it a couple of times, previous seasons going down. These, Newcastle have been in the Premier League for how many years now after coming back up? Villa have been pretty much the whole fucking stay from 1992. Fucking Villa have been in the Premier League. You know, we're talking about teams that should really be pushing on or mid-table in actual fact, are now struggling. So you can't predict the result from top to bottom of this league, and we could be eating our words in 2 or 3 weeks' time, Steve, about where United, we could be back to second or something stupid. I might be predicting the scores, and I'm not predicting it, but we'd all love it to happen.
Yeah, of course we would. I think, to be honest, mate,
is that the frailty of the league, or is that the frailty of like how we feel at the moment regarding the club?
Well, I mean, even on the I think it's an interesting comment, mate. Honestly, I really do, because me and a pal of mine were on about it. I mean, my worst nightmare was turning into Arsenal. You think a club of United size, the backing they have, the facilities, they don't need to, build and buy a stadium. You thought aiming for 4th would just be inconceivable. But I mean, if you give me the choice now of sounding like an Arsenal fan and aiming for 4th, or being a delusional Liverpool fan and think you can win the league and you finish 7th and 8th, I'd have to take 4th, mate, because I think it's absolutely crucial. And the one nightmare we always had halfway through Fergie's reign, and even towards the end, was, where does it go after this? Surely we can't turn into Liverpool and United don't finish in the top 4 this season, mate. United got a big, big ask. And like you were saying it earlier, 10 minutes ago, are the Glazers and Woodward interested? Again, it's a tough one. You'd probably say no, mate. They're not. As long as Adidas are paying their money on time, Chevrolet, Aeon, Nissan Noodles, Aeroflot. The list could go on, mate. Hublot. I don't think they give a fuck, mate. But again, we're living in hope that they actually do, and they want to see United challenge for titles. I'm only grasping onto the fact that United have got Sir Alex, David Gill, and Bobby Charlton up there. But I mean, at the end of the day, who pays their wages? The Glazers. So
the Glazers play their own wages in actual fact.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean, mate. Yeah. Like you say, they take money out of the club. We could make this a fucking 14-hour special with talking about the Glazers, but I think
it's an idea. If anybody wants 14 hours of Glazer talk, then we could do that. It might not bore you as much as watching United currently. And I'm just breaking you up there because I did want to actually make a little 5-minute video that you'll have seen in the daily ones that I was talking about on the video that doesn't exist now. That Dale started on Tuesday, and we're going to make up. I think Nate's done one for tomorrow, and then we're back every Monday to Friday. We're going to put up a video daily, 5-minute little video on different topics. We'd like to have your suggestions though. Give us a tweet or in the comments below on the video with suggestions for topics that you would like us to talk about. Obviously, relevant ones for the time of the week, possibly something that's just broken the news. We're trying to keep away from all the transfer rumours at the moment because guess what? Gareth Bale's not coming to Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo's not coming back to Manchester United. We're not going to go down that route. If you want to do that, go watch whatever you want. Let's get some realism. Transfer targets, Jack says. Yes, if I get some proper information about that, Jack, yes, we would definitely get some sort of proper transfer targets. At the moment, it seems that the Glazers are keeping the purse strings as tight as we're probably choosing Boyle's vagina, so that's going to be as tight as that. So, yeah, I think we're going to go on to that. But someone mentioned, and it was a topic I wanted to do just before my fucking laptop decided it's going to piss about me just before we end as well. I've been asking score predictions, and we'll get on to Steve's in a minute. But Rooney's form, obviously, for the whole season, it's been absolutely dire. But since the turn of the new year, we're talking 3 games, 4 goals, 1 assist now. Is this a fighting Rooney that we're starting to see, a resurgence of him to back to his old self? Is the fact that he's possibly getting a more free role on the training ground and onto the pitch now translating into the fact that he can now play where he wants to and not be... I still think he's in the wrong position, being put right up top. Do you reckon this is going to be a run of form for Rooney, that it could make a difference against Liverpool and obviously games afterwards, Southampton, Arsenal? Obviously, we don't want Arsenal coming here and doing what they did in the first half, the Emirates. So do you reckon that it can be, or it's just another one of these sort of like starts? Because Rooney starts these in blips and black, doesn't he? He sort of has 6 months here being crap, and then he'll turn on for 4, 5, 6 months, and it goes back the opposite way. Do you reckon that that's going to be the case with Rooney, or it's just going to be 1 or 2 games where he's picked up now?
No, I mean, we say form there. I mean, the Newcastle game, like I said, I thought he played well. While it wasn't just the penalty, and his second strike was absolutely unbelievable. That was old Rooney, but I think his all-round general play was absolutely brilliant against Newcastle. I mean, we say form this year. Sheffield United at home. Was it a good game? No. Was he outstanding? No. But at the end, he steps up, sticks the penalty away. I've scored a really good goal against Swansea. I don't think he played particularly well against Swansea, but goals change games. And I mean, like you said, Rooney goes on patches, and he has done ever since we've signed him. He'll go 8 or 9 games of scoring, and then won't do anything for a spell. I mean, I'd love nothing more than Wayne Rooney back bag a couple on Sunday, and United beat Liverpool, and you know what I mean, we're back in the hunt for fourth. But I mean, history tells you Rooney doesn't do anything at Anfield. I mean, he missed a penalty last year, and he was fucking awful. I mean, like I say, I mean, he gets to play every game anyway, so the chances are if Rooney's going to end up in a bit of form like we went on that run last season, and he was, then United win games, and that's what we're here for, mate. That's what we talk about. We want the best for United. I want United to finish as high up as they can, as long as they finish minimum Champions League. I couldn't give a monkeys who scores, mate. Couldn't give. Smalling went on a run of scoring 5 or 6 in a game. I think we're at that season, a part of the season now where I think results at a minute is important, especially on Sunday. You can forgive performances against some of your big rivals sometimes. The points are all that matters, but you've got to be performing against the dog shit sides. We've got Derby away in the cup in a couple of weeks, like you said. There's Arsenal, there's Watford games coming at home, so there's your chance there to get the performances through. But I mean, time will tell on Rooney, but like I say, performances wise, I think it's a bit overhyped. I thought I did really well against Newcastle, mate. I didn't think he played particularly well in the other games, but I mean, goals cover, mass performances will get you out of jail, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, we seem to be lacking that sort of player that would get us out of jail. You know, people looked, and I think a prime example of that was fucking Poyet at fucking West Ham. Comes on, brilliant free kick. Now, we've got free kick takers that we've not had for years since Beckham in our team, and none of them seem to produce anything. I can't remember the last time we watched a free kick hit the fucking target. But yeah, he does that. He comes on, then he sets one up for Ernie Valencia, and we don't seem to be lacking. We seem to be lacking that type of player who can just grab the game by its bollocks and go for it. And yeah, I might be slightly overhyping Rooney on the fact that, and someone just mentioned it, is Mata actually our main penalty taker still? In actual fact, if you go on the Louis van Gaal philosophy of penalty taker lists, it starts at the top, and if you miss one, you go to the bottom. So Mata's at the bottom, Rooney's now at the top because he's got 2 and 2. So yeah, so not an actual fact, yeah, Rooney back on the performances of Rooney in his form. Yeah, his game against Sheffield United, he was poor, and we got extremely lucky against them. Right, I think we're going to finish it there. I'm just having a nosy through. A lot of people say that Payet's class, great player.
I like him, mate. The thing that's baffled me, I think, like you said at the start of the show, it's been a crazy season. It's like Mahrez at Leicester and Payet at West Ham. I mean, if Leicester did the impossible and won the league, I think it'd throw a lot of the myths out, especially at the top clubs, that you just think, well, why aren't United? I bet United aren't even looking at Payet or Mahrez. It's something like, oh, they're beneath us to play for poor sides in France. You know what I mean? And we've got to look at these players, and I mean, Payet, what he's doing at West Ham is completely similar to what Tevez was doing at West Ham. And every time you've seen West Ham play, Payet's at the centre of it, and he's just, I love watching that sort of footballer, mate. And Mahrez at Leicester's doing exactly the same stuff. And I think we've got similar players that can express itself. I just think they're under a manager where they'll, like we said a couple of weeks ago, he'll put their arm around them and say, do what you do best. Go and change the game on your own. And I don't think Van Gaal does, like you say. He's obsessed with this philosophy that he thinks it works, different attributes in different positions. And I'd love to see some of our boys given that chance to hit what Payet or Mahrez does. But I mean, fucking Dimitri Payet, confidence-wise and ability, he's for 10 million quid's absolutely unbelievable. And again, I know it's different with West Ham and Man United, but I mean, he hasn't taken any time settle whatsoever. But I suppose leaving United out of the side, it's been a brilliant season. You put a bet on, you think, oh, that's a banker, and they get absolutely trounced. I'd say long may it continue, but I don't want to get the season over again in the top four and see what the Euros or the summer brings us. I've no idea. As long as we don't sign another Karel Boborski on the back of the good Euros, or who was the other one? Jordi Cruyff. Jesus, fucking hell.
That was a bit that obviously I was reading in Red News earlier as well. That despite the fact that we've bought obviously Fellaini and we've bought shit in the past, we bought shit under Fergie. You know, Cleberson, fucking Jemba,
Manucho, Bebe, Obertan.
List is fucking longer than the
Richie Delat, Ben Foster.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Sorry, I was just reeling them off.
That's it. He did the job against us in Champions League. That was the fucking disappointing bit.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, someone just reminded me that I was going to ask Steve for his prediction. My prediction is, I just hope we win. I don't know how he's going to go, because obviously we both drew score draws midweek. I just hope that it fucking doesn't snow and fucking Klopp goes bouncing down that fucking touchline like a fucking prick again. And we come away with a win. Jack's fucking added it, belly on.
Oh, fucking hell, what a pearly. David Bellion.
It's nearly reminded me of a game that I was playing over the Christmas where I was over at the office, a United fan, and he was talking about played a game of trying to come up with the most obscure United fans that didn't come, United players that didn't come from England. And you had to tell us the country that they came from. Fucking absolute brilliant game. Anyways, yeah, so Steve, since my prediction is we just fucking hope we win, is yours similar?
Oh, of course you hope you win, mate. I mean, mine's draw, simply because I don't think either's going to want to give away anything at this point of the season. Like, say United are out of the top four at a minute. I don't think confidence is particularly flying. From the fans, it was we talked about a great spectacle against Newcastle, but again, it still wasn't a win. Like you said, we fluffed it against Sheffield United. Swansea, I mean, they're selling players left, right and centre, and they look like they want to go down. To put it in a bit of perspective, and United's run before Christmas, again, wasn't great, but caught us out for a win. Anything but a loss against them, because the one thing we don't want is them catching us up. And I think if we lose and Stoke win, I think Stoke can either go on the same amount of points as us or even above us, which, I mean, for me, and going towards the end of January is inconceivable. And to be honest, I don't want to go on social media after the game, mate. And it's Van Gaal's got to go now and stuff like that. I mean, like I say, I want him gone in the summer, but I just want a bit of positivity, mate. You know what I mean? And I'd love nothing more than beat the Scousers, and I'd play them off the park on Sunday. But I don't know. I always say go with your gut feeling. I think a draw on Sunday.
There's a couple of comments to echo on that. Jack's put, couldn't care how many Scousers score as long as we score more. Fair play to him for that one. I think that's what fucking Newcastle's philosophy was on fucking Tuesday night. They score, we're going to score more than them. He's just run out of time. Especially I'm sure it's imagination, but he's changed it to something else slightly. It's put, nothing in the world is better than seeing United beat the vermin scum. I've got to agree with that.
Yeah.
That goes over what beating the Berties every day of the week. In actual fact, I watched the Berties on Wednesday over watching the Scousers, just because I wanted to watch what Everton were going to do. And they fucking, and strangely, I wanted to watch what John Stones was going to do, because he had to play left back. to come up against fucking Raheem Sterling. He did a fucking superb job against Raheem Sterling. Maybe gave him a fucking penalty in the fucking dying seconds, but he did a superb job. And I thought Everton are actually, their fucking home form, which is dreadful, their away form is quite good. And now we're talking about more fucking vermin. So to round off the video, cheers guys for watching for the second time. Fucking technology and fucking me just don't go together. But ever the professional, we get back up and we fucking try again. Thanks to Steve for joining in. Like I say, video up again tomorrow from Nate. Haven't got a clue what it is. Could be fucking spectacular. Could be absolutely diabolical. Who gives a shit? But he'll be watching now going,
I was just going to say, if he'd watching, he'd be like, oh, fuck. Been slagged here.
What's McCall? We'll see how that pans out. Obviously, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's a topic date. Get your tweets into us or in the comments below on the video after we're finished. And give us some topics that you might want to talk about. Obviously, we spoke about Vidic this week. I want to try and do one with Dale on the Glazers and the hierarchy at United. He's written a superb article. I'm not entirely sure. Go and check out Dale's Twitter feed or StrettyNews.com Twitter feed for his article. Superb stuff. And yeah, cheers guys for joining us again. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you did. And give us a subscribe because there's loads more. And Bobbins will be back next week as well, which I can't wait for, especially if we lose against the Scousers. On hindsight, shall we say, because that'll be just too funny to watch him rant again. He's brilliant. And yes, we will tell him to turn his Nirvana down in the background. Because
wasn't his original rant on the full-time Devils after a Liverpool loss?
Yeah. Well,
when he beat us at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
I love that.
The thing with that was the fact that they for some reason they don't want to put his content up. Jonathan went, let's stick everything up. We can fucking variety, fucking quality. Anyone that was complaining before about who's been in the comments on that video. And he was talking about the background music. We will ask him to turn it off next time he does one. I didn't realise that.
I mean, that's harsh. He is old, isn't he? You know
I thought he was harsh. It took us it took us 2 hours to get him to stop sending us just JPEGs. So yeah, we was up against it. He finally got it done, which was superb. But yeah, a little Nevada in the background never hurt anybody. Could have been Bowie for that. That would have been classic, but never mind. But yeah, guys, go and check out it on the video. It's superb, 7-minute video, and it's lovely ranty from Mr. Ray Bobbins, superb guy. And we will see you, and hopefully I'll be back on Sunday night, being a bit as cheery as I am now. Steve may join me. Depends on if he's not slit his throat.
Oh, definitely be mate after Liverpool. We got to.
So yeah, we'll be back on thingy. We'll hopefully get some more guests on so you can all disappear at the same time when my fucking computer goes down. Anyways, guys, come on United. Let's beat the fucking Scousers on Sunday, and we will see you again, guys. Cheers.